guys, what's up? Welcome back to Second Life. I'm here at Dublin's Blarney Stone, dancing, making friends, and having a good time. We are here to learn how to. Oh, sorry about that. We are learning to hear about how to chat with people. It's time to learn how to do that since we are in a chat room after all. Alright, so, as you can see when you first started this video, there was a bunch of people talking. And when they talk, there we go. And when they talk, they show up in a bubble on your left of your screen, just like that. And when everybody talks, they will stack up against each other, just like that. See that? How cool is that? But as you can imagine, there's only two people. As you can imagine, if there's a lot of people talking all at once, your screen will get filled up quite fast. So what we need to do is we need to make it so that it's all in one little window, so we can manage everything and talk to people. And so here's how you do that. If you look on the bottom of your screen, on your left, there's a button that says chat, and that button is now illuminated red. Illuminated orange. Sorry about that. If we click on that button now turns to green, and that means that it is now activated. Alright, so we go, show us up here in our conversations tab. And you can see, first thing you see is everybody's name. That's everybody that's around you. And when they talk, you will see it on the right side is where you can talk and where people are talking. And that's pretty simple. That's pretty straightforward, just like any other chat window in the world. And you can talk to them. If I say hi all, this is really cool. If I say hi all, see, my name shows up as a different color than anybody else's. That is so you can distinguish who's talking to who. And you can see another color right now, showed up perfectly, is green. The green color means that it's somebody other than an avatar is talking. For example, if somebody's translator is talking, or in this case it's a radio that's talking, or if a dance ball or anything else that's inanimate is gonna talk to you, it'll show up as green. But everybody else will show up as white, but you will show up as yellow. You can change the colors around, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. So that is the basics of how you talk into Second Life. It's very, very simple. But now I'm going to go into a little bit of a more detailed on all these chat windows and these buttons, because you can see all these buttons at the top, and you're probably wondering what they are. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is play around with the names. As you can see, all these people are around us, and we can see who's talking. So if you click on, for example, I want to know whose son is. So we right click on him, and we get a whole bunch of buttons. First one you see is view profile. I used to see this one a lot. A lot of people like to view your profile before they start talking to you, so they know if you're interested or not. Alright, so this is his profile. You close that. Let's go back, and you can see you can IM him if you want to, which basically means it's you can go into private chat with him, or I can just double click his name and see that it goes into private chat. Alright, so let's go back. You can offer him teleport, request teleport. It's pretty straightforward. If you've ever played a game where you teleport, that's how you do it. If you have not ever played a game, basically what that is if you're in somewhere else in this world and you want to show somebody something, or you want to follow that person, you say either request teleport from him or offer teleport to him, and that's basically a quick way of jumping from one place to another. You can voice with him, so if he has a microphone and I can talk to him just like I'm talking to you guys. You can add him as a friend. I can invite this person to a group. I can zoom in on him, so I can zoom in. Oh, and that's a girl. Oops, I am sorry. So she, I can invite her to a group. I can zoom in on her. I can block her if I want to. If I don't like what she's saying, I can block her voice, or I can block her text. I can zoom in, I can share stuff to her, and I will show you how to share stuff to them. That's pretty simple. All I have to do to share is, if I want to share a pair of pants, for example, for whatever reason, I can just drag whatever I have in my inventory into this little empty window, which is the chat window for her, or drag it to her person. That is pretty straightforward. That simple. And then I can block and pay her if I want to. Alright, so that is that for how to chat. There is other little buttons on here. This button, for example, let's go to this first one. This button is compact or expanded view. What I mean by that is, if I go to expanded view, this is what I see. I see everybody who's talking all at once, but it's very, very, very convoluted, and it's kind of hard to see who's talking to who. I like to see this little menu button right here. This is basically will tell you, it just gives you a much simpler to the eye, I find, way of doing things. This is how I always do it, but you can do it any way you want. If you are in a conversation with her, for example, if I'm in a private conversation, I can either add somebody to this conversation. You click on this button that looks like a little people and plus sign, and say search for a person or find somebody on your friends list. It's pretty simple. Or you can call the person if you have a voice option. If I want to, I can also close this window, close her conversation, so check that out. Or I can expand, make another window. So my conversation with this person is now in a totally separate window than the other person's conversation, which is very handy if you're talking to a lot of people at once and you don't like to switch back and forth from window to window to window, or tab to tab, I guess. And this one, all this is closing that bigger window so that you get a really small, nice, compact thingy. But if you double click or you click on it, you can open that window back up again, just like that. So if you close that window, now this is what I like to see, because I don't like a lot of clutter on my screen. So let's say that now you have, I'm sorry. So let's say now you've talked to somebody a couple months ago and you want to remember who they are. Cannot do that. You cannot remember who they are. You go to Communications tab, and unfortunately everybody's been winding down, people are leaving, too bad. But you go to Conversations tab, you go to Conversations log, and that is basically a log of everybody you've talked to since you first logged in to Second Life in your first day. So I want to talk to Johnny again. I have not talked to him for a couple days. So I double click his name, just like before, and I bring up my chat window with him in it. It says Johnny. I am now in private chat with Johnny. And again, I can add people if I want to. I can say hi Johnny. And see, I can say hi, and he's not online, but he'll get the message. The very last thing, and that's pretty much it for Conversation Log. The very last thing I want to show you guys is if you go up to your section that says Me on the very top left of your screen, you click Preferences, which is kind of down at the bottom, or Control P on your keyboard. You go to Colors, which is about the fourth from the bottom. This is all your colors for your Conversations tab. And you can choose what color you want. So for example, if you don't like yellow for your color, you can choose a different color. You can say green, blue, purple, whatever you want. Errors is going to be red. I always suggest keeping that as red, because red is universal color for bad. White, I would keep that as white. And URLs is kind of an odd thing. If you look at people's names when they talk, for example, when this person talks, you can see that person's name shows up as red. That's because it is considered a URL. So if you click on that name, actually, that's not a real person. That's an inanimate objects. I'm sorry. But if you click on a person's name, see Johnny Achi, I can say, oops, I'm sorry. So if you click on the person's name, you can get a preview of their profile. You can actually see their whole profile. So it's a lot like a Facebook page, but in 3 dimensions. Okay, so that is pretty much that. And let me change the URL color because I don't like it all that much. Let's change to light blue and see what that looks like. There we go. It looks a lot better, doesn't it? Okay, so that is pretty much that, you guys, for how to talk into Second Life. I hope this has been informative because it has been fun for me. And I will see you next time. Bye.